Welcome to 12-Minute Talks, where important information is shared in a short time period. Learn from other business owners, entrepreneurs, and experts about what they do to help you find solutions to everyday topics in 12 minutes or less. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the 12-Minute Talks podcast. I'm excited to have with us today Danielle Matthews. She's a survivor of a traumatic brain injury. That was almost a catalyst to build a global business where she's helped thousands of others reclaim their health. And she's also helped local businesses grow their businesses locally through referrals and network marketing. So we're going to talk about some different topics today. Danielle, thank you so much for being on today.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. I'm glad to be here.
Awesome. So why don't you tell the audience a little bit about your history and how you got into this field of network marketing?
Sure. It's interesting because my degree's in biology. So I went to school, University of Virginia. That's what I studied. I've always been fascinated by how things work. And a couple years out of school, I was in a bad car accident. I suffered a brain injury after being hit by a drunk driver, and my world changed completely. So I ended up on a very different track, one where I was trying to seek options for my health because doctors were telling me that this was just my new normal. After a year, they told me that my body had done all the healing it would do and just kind of to adjust to this new normal. And thankfully, inside, my mindset was, no way, I'm going to get better. We're going to find options, and kept searching. And interestingly, came across a biotech company that was relatively unknown at the time. There's more awareness now around them, but they were called ASEA, and they had a redox signaling technology. And it was suggested to my family that I try this. Being a biologist, I was really skeptical about it, but eventually gave it a go. And it's what turned my health around. And so when I got my health back and my body was actually able to repair itself, I had changed a lot. I think when you go through a trauma like that, you can talk to a lot of trauma survivors. They come out different on the other side. Um, I I would say I'm a better version of me, but I started to look at the world differently. And I thought, I don't want to go back to a 9 to 5 job. I want to do something where I have purpose, where I can create an impact, where I can help other people, perhaps that are dealing with health issues or that want to create their own life, that don't want to be in that 9 to 5 job where they feel stuck and like someone else has control. For me, it was really about security because when I lost my physical health, I couldn't work. And so therefore I couldn't earn. And that was really the catalyst for me to explore options in entrepreneurship and what I could do to create something that might be able to exist without my presence one day and be able to pay me if I ever were to lose my health again. And so that's kind of
Yeah.
where I started things 8 years ago.
Mhm. Okay. Well, I mean, it's interesting to see how an accident that happened to you led to all this change later on, by being introduced to something that helped you. But let me talk a little bit about like some mind shifts because a lot of people during the pandemic and even today, right? We see everyday people, finding new career opportunities because they're not happy with their 9 to 5, right? They wish they could do something online. um, what would you say are some tips for people that are looking to transition from traditional corporate America to doing their own thing?
Sure. I would say give yourself time. There's options. And in your free time, just start prioritizing looking for other things. So rather than going to TV or going, to the other things that you've used to do after work, I would say use those times to explore. There's several different ways to get into entrepreneurship. Going with purchasing a franchise. Sometimes for people though, that's a little bit too much of an investment upfront. You don't have that capital sitting around. Um, I Personally, I think network marketing is the best first step for people because it teaches you all the things you need to know about doing business, but without the initial investment. That can be a double-edged sword though, because like, for example, to partner in my company, it's $40, like 40. It's not much money at all to get started in business, but people don't treat it like a business because they didn't pay some big upfront amount, right? So then people treat it like a hobby. But if you apply your business, you applied the business skills that you're learning from people in there, it's this beautiful space where you can earn money while you learn and you start to gain all of the necessary things because as an employee, we're so used to having someone check in on us, telling us what we're supposed to be doing, how it's going, blah, blah, blah. Like we know we have someone kind of watching. And if we don't keep up what we're supposed to, we could lose the job. Well, when you're an entrepreneur, like you're the boss and the worker. And so it can
Yeah,
be a
sometimes
major adjustment.
so much freedom of time, and people don't know how to structure that, right? Especially, yeah, moving from corporate to doing your own thing. It's like, oh, I got to have flexible time, yeah, but you still need to treat it like that 9 to 5 job, right? Because if not, you're not going to see the results that you want. But what would you say are some things that helped you when you were first starting out to maybe get more referrals or that new business when maybe you didn't know that many people um where you are?
Yes, good question. When I decided to partner with ASEA, the company that had helped me so much with their technology, I had just moved to Florida and I was moving down there to be with a guy I was dating at the time and I didn't know anyone. And so here I am starting a network marketing business, which basically is word of mouth. So you need to be talking to people. And I thought, I don't even know what to do. So I literally Googled the word networking and thought, how do I even start? And a Business Networking International, BNI group, came up. And so I went to BNI. I also went to my local chamber of commerce. And the first chamber told me um, at home businesses were not welcome. And so I said, okay, that's ridiculous. Like this is a legitimate business. I should be welcome. So I went to another chamber in my town and joined that one. So my suggestion is get out. They say visibility leads to credibility, leads to profitability. So if people don't know you're in business, you're not going to get any business. So you got to be visible. And now in this day and age, I think that social media and if you can grow in your local community, that's going out into your community. So I
Yeah,
became an ambassador for my Chamber of Commerce because it allowed me to meet all the new members. It allowed me to go to all the ribbon cuttings for, new business owners. I was just out there helping others, serving. And eventually people ask, well, what is it that you do? And, how do you support the community? And where are you growing in the community? And how can I help you with your business? And so this flow happens. And that is really, I think so many people don't understand how to network. You need to actually give value before you get it and build relationships, right? People do
right.
business
So
once.
you know that I can't just join a chamber of commerce or a networking group and expect people to give me referrals, right? You have to actually be active. Um, and then maybe give referrals before you start receiving referrals, and it may not be right from necessarily who we're giving referrals to. Like they say, it's not what you know, it's who you know, and it's really who they know because you don't know who people you're referring to or your friends or family might know. So with switching gears here with Asila Health, um, can anybody join that or organization? How would they start? I know you mentioned it was $40 to join. Um, Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so ASEA has this biotechnology. Okay, they have a liquid and a gel, and it helps the body to repair itself. So people can purchase that simply for themselves as customers. But if someone is looking to start a business, they're looking to kind of get their feet wet, dip a toe in, and needs some guidance, needs mentorship, leadership, that's a coach. That's what I do. So when people join my team, it's $40 to join. They can get whatever products they want. Awesome. And then I do daily coaching calls where I help people. It's because it's where the rubber hits the road, right? Like conceptually, we can understand things, but then when you get out there, you start talking to people, you have to navigate conversation, building relationships, following up, closing sales. Like this is where everybody falls down. And if you don't have a mentor or coach in place, it's really difficult to succeed on your own. And so that's what I offer the team. I've been mentoring people for the last 8 years. It's interesting because through the pandemic, my business went global and I just had to laugh because all of the people I met in all of these other countries and cultures are having the same exact issues. It's mindset stuff where they don't believe in themselves. It's this fear of rejection, and we all have the same stumbling blocks, right? We're all human, and
Yeah.
so on my team, helping people with that's what I do on a daily basis, and I love watching people grow.
Awesome. And we're getting here almost to the end of your episode. Can you tell the audience about how they can get a hold of you if they would like more information?
Sure, I think social media. You can find my Facebook. Instagram might be easiest. It's just my name, Danielle Matthews, with an underscore at the beginning and the end. And just send me a message. Say you're curious to learn. What does it look like? How does it work? Happy to connect. And also on there, I'm always sharing tips and things to support. So it's just a good community to be around.
Fantastic. And like always, I will have all of the links down below so anybody listening or watching this episode can easily follow our guest today. And I just wanted to quickly introduce myself for those of you that don't know who I am. My name is Lorena Tomasini, and I help people digitally, virtually, with life and health insurance in Florida, Texas, and Nebraska. And it's been great having you today on the 12-Minute Talks podcast. I do have one last question for you. What would you say is a good book for anybody wanting to get into network marketing in general?
Yeah, GoPro. GoPro by Eric Worre. Probably the best book you could start with. When I first started, I read that book like 2 times. Then I got it on audio and I would listen to it. That's like the starting point for everybody.
Fantastic. So I'll link that book as well for anybody that wants to grab a copy. Danielle, it's been great having you today on the 12-Minute Talks podcast to share your story and what people can maybe look at network marketing as a second career or to start something on the side as well. Was there anything else you would like to add today?
No, just grateful. I'm grateful for this, grateful for you, and thanks for having me on.
Thank you so much for being on. Thank you for listening to this podcast and hope you will listen to the next one. I'm Lorena Tomasini, and you can contact me via email life@malmins.com. Make it a great day.